Professor Janak Dave. He is a director of Research Institute of Akshardham, a very important sect of Hinduism. So I request
Very
him to
good
make his
discussion.
presentation. Only 15 minutes.
Yes, sir. Before 15 minutes. I'll finish before 15 minutes. I'm thankful to Professor S.R. Bhatt and His Excellency, the Ambassador of Iran in India, Swami Agnivesh Ji, Dr. Ahmed, Kala Acharya, and all the learned scholars. Friend, this is a very important discussion going on, and in our language we say, Vade Vade Jayate Tattva Bodha. If you want to know something, you should have a dialogue. And the dialogue is, Vada. Vadaha pravadatamaham. Adhyatma vidya vidyanam vadaha pravadatamaham. That vada is something you present very positively. It is not jalpa or vitanda. And I want to tell you that, this dialogue, is the most important thing in our culture. And how many of you know, is there an Indian poet whose birthday is celebrated as a public holiday? Is there anyone among our friends, is there an Indian poet whose birthday is celebrated? No. No. There is no public holiday on the birth, but our neighbors have. Pakistan has a national poet, Muhammad Iqbal, 9th November. His birthday is celebrated as public holiday. And look what he says. यूनान और मिस्र रोमा सब मिट गए जहां से, यूनान और मिस्र रोमा सब मिट गए जहां से, अब तक मगर है बाकी नामो निशा हमारा। कुछ बात है कि हस्ती मिटती नहीं हमारी, सदियों रहा है दुश्मन दौरे जहां हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा। What is that thing? कुछ बात है. There is something indescribable which does not allow our existence to perish. What is that? That is our spirituality. And our spirituality which is based on the dialogue system. And friend, I want to tell you about 2-3 most important dialogues. And as Swamiji said, Ekam Sat Vipraha Bahuda Vadanti, the truth is one, but you can see in many forms. As he said, God has no form. God cannot be put into a form. I want to ask the scientists and the friends here, friend, what is the basic constituent of water? Water is H2O. Can water be in the form of, liquid? Can it be in the form of vapor? Can it be in the form of snow? It can be in any form. God can be in any form as He likes. As He said correctly, kartum, akartum, anyatha kartum. It is up to Him. And friends, how are the dialogues? In the most ancient books of India, which are about philosophy, called Upanishads, there is one wonderful dialogue. We are talking about dialogue. I want to talk about the dialogue. And it is about Vidatta Shakalya and Yajnavalkya. And sir, please listen. What is the question? Vidatta Shakalya says, how many gods are there? Kati devaha Yajnavalkya iti. And see the answer. He says, 3003 and 303. 3003 and 303. He said, no, sir. Please tell the truth. He said 33. No, sir. Please tell the truth. 6. No, please. He said 3. No. He said 2. He said no. 1.5. He said no. And they said, please tell the truth. He said 1. Right? This is the dialogue between two great scholars, Vidatta Shakalya and Yajnavalkya. Giving these instances in Princeton University's religious reader, Richard Davis says, what is this? See, this is the multi-dimensional way of Indian philosophy, Indian spirituality, where nobody can say, this is the only truth and all are wrong. No, you may have your view, I may have my view. And friends, I want to give an example of one of the most important books. And I think that book is known to all of you. I have no doubt in my mind. And that book contains the essence of the Upanishads, and it is known as Bhagavad Gita. It's a part of Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata, and it is said that it is the essence of Upanishad. Sarvopanishado gavaha, dugdha gopalanandanaha, partho vatsaha, sudhir bhokta, dugdham gitamritam vat. Friend, just imagine in your mind, it's a historical work. It's a historical book. There is a fight between two families. And Krishna is neither related by blood with anyone, neither with the Kaurava or Pandava, but both of them come for the help. And this gentleman, he was sleeping. Duryodhana, who was the head of the Kauravas, he comes and sits near the head. Arjuna comes and sits near the feet. And when Krishna opens his eyes, he looks at Arjuna and says, Arjuna, what do you want? He says that you know that there is going to be war. And I want your help. And then Duryodhana says, sir, I came first. I want your help also. And then Krishna gives excellent answer. What an answer. He says, look, I am not going to take any weapons in my hands. On one hand, I am only there without weapons. On the other hand, you can take my army. And Duryodhana was like me. He said, what I am going to do in the war? I am not going to have Havan and Puja, Yajna and other things. I want army. I don't want advice. And therefore he said, I want your army, sir. Arjun says, Lord says, Arjun, you have nothing now. He says, yes, okay, sir. Now, friend, now you see the scene. I will try to finish in 5 or 7 minutes. In the ancient war of India, there used to be discipline. Both the armies have to decide that we want to fight. They have to make a formal declaration. And that declaration was done by blowing the shankha. And on behalf of the Kauravas, who were more, in number, it was Bhishma. Tasya sanjayanam harsham kuru vriddha pitamaha simhanadam vinadya uchchaihi shankham dadmo pratapan. He declared, we are ready to fight. Are you ready to fight? And friends, tell me, who should be giving the answer to this powerful army? It should be Drishtadyumna, head of the army, or Yudhishthira, or Arjun, or Bhima. No. Krishna gives answer. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Poundram Dadmo Mahashankam Bhima Karma Brukodha. Friends, tell me, how can a charioteer can give the answer? But that means that he is not a charioteer. He is a charioteer in the spiritual sense. He is going to lead him properly. And what I want to finish in 3-4 minutes is, this charioteer, who is considered by God by almost thousands and lakhs of people in India, he does not give the commands. He has no 10 commandments. He just, tells that, look, I am only a charioteer, and Arjuna also, like, the king, he orders him, take my chariot in front of the enemies. I want to see whom I am going to fight. Senayoho uvayoho madhyartham sapayam achyuta yavadetan nirikshayam yuddhu kaman avastitan. And Lord Krishna takes, and when he sees in front of him as the enemy, the grandfather, the teacher, he says, I am not going to fight. I will rather beg on the street, but I don't want to fight. How can I kill my grandfather? How can I kill my teacher? And then, the leader only smiles. He doesn't say anything. But there is one good thing. He says, Shishyaste aham shadimam tvam prapannam. I am your student. I am your disciple. Please tell. And this is my final, statement. Krishna does not say, you do what I say. Even when he says, you give me the advice, he shows him three paths. Sir, we are all men. We have different paths. We have different ways. Some are great scholars like Professor Swami Agnivesh. They always, have questions. If so, why so? If not, why not? Why should I accept something? They are called Gnani. There are other scholars, they say that I will do my duty. I don't care for anybody. I don't care for God. I don't care for prophet. I don't care for anybody. I do whatever is my work, and that is called Karma Yoga. And there are some emotional people, Swamiji. You can't stop them. They want to worship. They want to have image. They want to have Sahitya, Sangeet, Kala, everything. You can't stop them. They have, different ways. And Lord Krishna explains to him everything. If you are a man of knowledge, please understand, whosoever is born is going to die. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu, dhruvam janma mritasya cha, tasmad apariharye arte, natvam shochitum arhasi. If you want to do your responsibility, karmanyeva adhikaraste. And if you have love for me, man manava, mad bhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru. But after that, my last statement is, Lord Krishna does not say, I have explained to you so much in detail. You do what I say. No. At the end of Bhagavad Gita, it is the 18th chapter. It is slok number 63 and he says, Iti te gnanam akshyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrushya etad asheshena yatha ichhasi tatha kuru. I told you everything. Now you do what is correct for you. Friend, I want to tell. Here we are together. As he said correctly, ultimate, religion is humanism. Ultimate religion is to come together, but by saying that only my point is correct, all others are wrong, is totally wrong. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Creation, and we are grateful.
These questions are only for 5 minutes.
Everybody is welcome if they want to ask it.
तो मैं एक छोटी सी बात कहना चाहता हूँ, ये जो आपने इकबाल को कोट किया है,
हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
सर ये एक्चुअली हाथी के नाम दिखाने के और खाने के और होते हैं और पर तारिक फतेह who exposes these kind of if you know the context then you realize that it's a very a quotation which doesn't match because he never intended it that, like he was a hardcore bigot and he was just making a condescending kind of a diplomatic, like there are always pressures to sound like that, so it was just those proverbial elephant teeth which are not meant for chewing. And he was a downright liar, a bigot, and he's just the last person somebody should quote.
Sorry, sorry, sir.
Let us not discuss any
Towards bigots? Towards bigots?
You should be more respectful.
Towards whom?
There is scholarly
Towards
debate.
bigots? He was a bigot, right?
No, please, 1 second. The question, I think question is asked to me. Please allow me to answer.
And there should not be any controversial.
No, that should. See, please try to understand one thing. See, people, you have to see historically. At one point of time, he said what I said just now, or I quoted, right? He was influenced by other politicians as the time advanced, right? He went on changing his views. And as I am telling you, everybody has a right to change his view. Whether it is good, bad or indifferent is a different thing. I don't say, the same thing. It is not self-contradictory. Please try to understand. I say something when I was 25. I may say something different when I am 50 years old. And I may say something totally different when I am 75. So, to say that, he was XYZ is not correct. We can say he's changed his views as per the historical, incidents and the influence of certain people.
So, but it is apparent he never meant that. And then
But
That was not
Can I say one small comment?
Yes, please.
Gyan and Pragyan.
Yes.
Gyan is theoretical knowledge.
Yes.
Vigyan is practical knowledge.
Yes.
And Pragyan is Prema Mishra Gyan.
Yes.
So Buddhi Yoga Krishna says. And Bhajatam Priti Purvakam also Krishna says.
Yes.
So he analyzes these all things. And yoga always, guided by Buddhi Yoga. All the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, is all yogas are guided by Buddhi Yoga. So he says, he gives the Buddhi Yoga by which, the person who is approaching him can come to him. So it is not just, mere material emotions.
No, please try to understand. Yoga is defined in Bhagavad Gita in 2 ways. Yoga Karma, it is something where you have equilibrium and equipoise of mind. You have to understand at a particular point in a particular juncture of historical, incidents what to do. And when you do it properly, then, and after doing this, because I understand that you have studied the Bhagavad Gita, so what does he say? Whatever moha you had in your mind, is that destroyed? And what does he say? Nashto moha smritir labda tvat prasadat maya achyuta sthito asmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tav. That kind of transmission of knowledge the teacher gives to the disciple. Whether you give by, samatva yoga or kaushalya yoga, this is the answer.
Thank you very much. Now,